Welcome into the Gridiron Grind. Creta 3, Jimmy G. It's our Dallas Cowboys NFL podcast of the week. And we talked in our live postgame show. Cowboys lose to the Eagles. Still stinging, Jimmy. Still stinging. Cowboys had every opportunity to win that game. Just kind of what's your take, summary? Cowboys lose to the Eagles.
You know, we kind of talked, like you said, on the post game. It's snake bit, Trey.
Snake bit.
Just, little things don't go your way, right? Like it happens every season, man. And it's what separates, seemingly the Super Bowl teams and the teams that don't make it that should. Little things going your way, right? It's the tip pass that, doesn't get tipped, it gets caught, or the one that gets tipped, and next thing you know, it's intercepted. Like Dak's foot.
Yeah.
I mean, golly, man, we were right there. I do want to say, and not even because I'm a Cowboys fan, I want to know, I know you can't review pass interference, so this isn't where I'm going with it. But if the rule, to my understanding, is if you're going to the ground to make the catch, you have to complete the catch all the way through the ground, correct?
Right. Correct.
Is that your understanding as well? Why is he considered down? Therefore, he would have possession. It would be called a catch out here when he's going to the ground, as opposed to letting the catch continue to see. And then that's my only one where I go, it's another example of what the NFL has done to itself. A catch, no one knows what a catch is. Not even the referees. They don't know what a catch is. They can tell you what the rule book says a catch is, but then that's open to interpretation. And I'm sitting here going,
So basically the argument is,
well,
his knee's down when, like, if you're running with the football, or if you caught the ball, your knee's down, the ball where your ball is. The ball is where it is when your knee's down.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're catching the ball and your knee's already on the ground, which was in the case, was it Schumacher? But at the same time, the completion of the catch rule, why is he automatically down as soon as the ball hits his hands, even though his knee's down? Why isn't it that, his knee's down, but by the time he completed the catch, he was over the end zone?
That was my only question.
So they changed the rule. It's different. I mean, they didn't change the rule. They just interpreted it different when his knee's down. But if his knee would have been down and he would have gone down, as he's catching it, as well as the completion of the catch.
Yeah, that's probably my only question, but then you listen to coaches they say, well, we can't leave it up to the refs. We take care of business on our end.
Yeah.
It's a moot point. If 27 seconds to go, we're in the red zone and we don't end up settling for a 3rd and 4th and 30 Hail Mary, we take care of business. It don't matter that Dak stepped out, and it don't matter that they, for some reason, still, thought it was college. They went by college rules, I guess, and said, oh, nope, he's touched, his knee's down there, it's down. If we put one in the end zone there at the end, great opportunity, then it don't matter. So, that's just kind of my snake bit.
Or if we snake bit, if we recover that fumble when the Eagles trying to run the clock out, fumble it on 3rd down. If we recover that, we had a whole minute to go 30 yards but we did. We got all the way down there. And then in Cowboy fashion, we're out of timeouts. You get to the 6-yard line with 27 seconds left. 2 things cannot happen. 2 things. You cannot take a sack. Check. Nope. We did that. Mm-hmm. And you cannot have a penalty that backs you up further from the end zone. We had a holding penalty. Check. I mean, we did the 2 things you just can't do. And we would have had 4 shots at the end zone, Jimmy, and you'd like your chances from the 6-yard line. But you just can't do those 2 things. And Cowboys, they have, again, year after year, have way too many penalties. And right tackle, Terrence Steele, when the game was on the line and when it really mattered, the Eagles got after him. Tyron Smith, left tackle. We talked last week. We thought he might be done. Dude, he can still play. When he wants to play and he's healthy, he's still got it.
I mean, he
He's
may go down as, I mean, he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
yeah,
On the Mount Rushmore on a top 2 or 3 left tackles of all time. Because,
yes.
like you said, that guy's 100%. When he engages
He's
you,
got
you
like
don't go
vice
anywhere.
grips.
Yeah, you don't go anywhere he doesn't want you to go.
Yeah,
And
it's
yeah,
amazing.
Terrence Steele can do what Terrence Steele did. I'll do it for a fourth of the
Yeah,
money.
yeah,
I mean, Steven, hear me, brother. We're talking about cap space and salary and all that stuff. I'll do it for a fourth. Fourth. I
yeah,
wrote you guys a letter saying I could do what Bobby Carpenter did, is run down the field on kickoffs and get ear hold.
yeah.
I could do that for, again, a fourth of what you paid him. Take me up on it.
Yep. Am I crazy for being more confident in the Cowboys after that game? I thought it was a good game. I mean, hats off to the Eagles. It's going to be tough. They are the defending NFC champs. Went to the Super Bowl last year. I mean, they're a good team. It was in Philadelphia. They were favored to win by field goal. They won by 5. I mean, you knew it was going to be hard to win. I thought it was a well played game. It wasn't perfect, but Cowboys played well. But I feel better about them. Now they had an opportunity to win the game and they didn't. But I think long term, I still have hope that this team can make the Super Bowl. I mean, I don't know but if Dak can play like that every week, I still have hope that this team is capable. We at least still have a chance, a hope of winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I went back and forth on that, Trey, because I found myself like not as upset that we lost. And I went, okay, well, what's that about? What's going on here? And I can't decide if it's because, hey, like we're kind of better than I think than we thought we were,
Yeah.
because defending Super Bowl champs, and I mean we took them to the wire, or if I'm trying to find, you know, the rosy smell in the manure pile, if I'm just going, like I just don't want to face that we are. I can't tell, but I was like you. I came away more confident. I kept going. Well, dang. I mean, I believe we would have won the game. I mean, these are 2 plays that they're mistakes, but they're not a bad interception and a triple coverage. They're not we run the reverse and it gets blown up and fumble and they scoop and score. I mean, these were, like I said, we took them down to the wire. So I'm kind of like you. I found myself oddly more confident
Yeah.
in the Cowboys.
And I think a lot of that
Reaffirm.
has to do with we got blown out on a big stage like that last time we played that type of game against the 49ers.
Yeah.
And this week we showed up. So speaking of 49ers around the league, they got a big one this week. They're at Jacksonville. I mean, Niners lost 3 in a row. They had a bye last week. So now we have the same record as them. It won't matter if we don't win the division. I think whoever wins the NFC East is going to be the number 1 seed, unless the Lions do some serious damage. But I mean, the NFC East is still, the Cowboys still have a chance. The Eagles, we talked about it on the postgame show. They have a bye this week, as do the Chiefs, and then they play each other in 2 weeks. Week after this, Eagles and Chiefs. I mean, the Eagles' next stretch of 5 games are against top quality playoff caliber teams. And the Cowboys have 3 cupcakes. We play the Giants this Sunday. They're starting a 3rd-string quarterback, Tommy DeVito.
Oh, yeah, Danny's son.
Danny's son.
You think he's as tall as his dad, or
I think
is
he's
he
got a little
taller?
bit taller than his dad, Danny DeVito.
About his mom's height. Okay.
Played quarterback, played at Syracuse in Illinois. I mean, Cowboys are favored by 17. That's the equivalent of being favored by 30 in college. I mean, NFL games, 17 is just huge. So the Cowboys 3 cupcakes in a row, really. They should win these 3. The Eagles 5 in a row, tough ones. So if the Eagles slip up even just once, it gives the Cowboys a chance to play them again. And then if they were to beat them, they'd have the same record. And if the Eagles slip up twice, I mean, you're really playing for the division next time you play the Eagles. So they still have a sliver of hope. Got to take care of business these next 3 weeks for sure, without a doubt. 3 cupcakes. Niners at Jacksonville. Niners could very easily lose that game. Got to go coast to coast, all the way across from West Coast to East Coast. Never easy.
Yeah, and Jacksonville's playing good football.
And they've had the
you,
toughest schedule, the Jacksonville.
dude, yeah.
They've played
And they're
2
playing
international games.
Mm-hmm. And they just stayed over there too. They're just like, yeah, I'm not coming back. We're just gonna stay over there. We'll play the second one, then come back. But I tell you, man, Brock Purdy, like we say, man, he looks human. And Jacksonville's a good football team, and that's a big road game. You got to hope the injury bugs out of the locker room see Debo's status and everything like that. But buddy, there's a good chance they could lose this game.
Yeah, absolutely. So Cowboys just need to bounce back, get it right. Giants, stay the course. Giants, like I said, that shouldn't be a game. It shouldn't be a game. So see what happens with that. Let's move to our next segment, questions of the week. Get your questions in. You can email us, gridirongrindsports@gmail.com. Comment on our videos, DM us, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. This one, Jimmy, we got another one from Bobby from Anna, Texas. And it says, I thought Dak played well last week against the Eagles, but why does he continue to get so much hate from the media?
This is something we talk about on the show, off the show, something we compare. I always use the Romo Brett Favre comparison. I believe it's because he plays for the Cowboys. If you took the teams away and looked at the stat line, you're going, damn, that guy had a game. But because he plays for the Cowboys, it's like, oh, well, okay. And I believe that's, and I say it to you when it comes to your Longhorns, and I go, that's because the Cowboys, they love to, teams like that, they love to, and you're seeing it with the Pats now, people love to get on them when they're down.
Yep.
Because they've been at the top for so long, and people say, yeah, the Cowboys hadn't won one since 95. And it's like, yeah, but every year everybody has to swallow the pill that we're the most valuable sports franchise. And they go, how? They haven't won and da. And it's also what makes it frustrating as a Cowboys fan is Jerry is fantastic businessman, one of the best businessmen to ever walk the earth. We're so marketable. We're so popular. We don't win Super Bowls and we still continue to be number one off the field. And that's what makes it frustrating for Cowboys fans and easy for non-Cowboys fans, Cowboys haters. When we lose, it's easy for them to jump on it, and that's why to jump on us, and that's why we get so frustrated. That's kind of my answer. Yeah. I've always said, that's the biggest problem. He's got a star on his helmet. Look at how many guys come here to play, and then they go to a different. They just don't cut it. They go to a different team. All of a sudden, they just light it up.
A lot of pressure.
I'm excited. We get Joey Galloway.
Yeah.
Galloway comes here, nothing spectacular. He leaves, all of a sudden, nobody can guard him, and he's making the Pro Bowl. And I was like, what is the difference here? Well, he doesn't have a star on his helmet. A lot of pressure and expectations. So that's kind of my take on it.
And it's not just well, it's not just
I was gonna say, now Dak has been deserving of a whole lot of scrutiny from the media and the public. But here this year, he's not turned the ball over as much. So there's really no excuse.
Yeah, he had the bad
place with the Cowboys.
He had the bad game against 49ers, but he's been pretty good this season, especially new offense, changing offense. I mean, the last 2 weeks, he's been great. CeeDee Lamb has had double-digit catches, over 140 yards, back-to-back game. I mean, I think they're finally finding the groove of this new offense, and it looks great. Also, it's not just the media and national media. A lot of it is Cowboy fans themselves. I got an aunt. We got a family group text. Jimmy, this was the conversation. There was now one of my brother, diehard Cowboy fan, and pretty big fan of Dak. Not just an over the top Dak supporter, but he's a true Cowboy fan. One brother doesn't really believe in Dak, Cowboy fan, but doesn't believe in Dak. Which a lot of people. And then I got an aunt in this family group text, and there was over 100 text messages exchanged after the game Sunday. Her premise of her argument, well, and this is Cowboy fans, it was that if we had Caleb Williams, the quarterback at USC that cried to his mom in the stands after they lost by 2 touchdowns to Washington, her argument is if Caleb Williams was our quarterback this year, we would have won that game. That Dak is so bad that she believes a 20-year-old who cries to his mom after a college game would be mentally tough enough and strong enough to go into Philadelphia when they're calling you every cuss word in the book, would be mentally
As
tough
Santa
enough.
Claus mooned the bus.
Yeah. She believes that he would be mentally tough enough and better than Dak Prescott to win that game in Philadelphia. So it's just not the media. It's a lot of Cowboy fans. And, she's smart too. And this is what she said it multiple times, multiple weeks, how we just got to do everything we can to get Caleb Williams. And the hate for Dak is unreal. I'm not saying he's the best quarterback in the league or any of that, but he gives us an opportunity to win. Now, whether he ever gets it done, that's to be seen. I've had my doubts, but I think he's playing some good football. I think he gives us a chance. And so we'll see if he ever gets it done. But off the field, there's not a better guy. Love Dak Prescott. Mm-hmm. All his story, all the adversity he's been through, losing his brother, losing his mom. I love Dak the person. I've had my doubts about if we can ever win a Super Bowl with him, but I think he gives us a chance. I really do. And I think a chance is all you can ask for. Because we've had this conversation so many times. There's nobody better we could get.
Yeah, who's available?
Who's available we could get? I mean, we're not getting Joe Burrow. It's not an option. You know what I mean? Got Patrick Mahomes.
Brady.
Yeah,
not happening.
Patrick Mahomes. That's not an option. Like, we can't get those guys. You gotta draft those guys. And I guess that's what they're saying. Just get rid of him and go draft Caleb Williams. We talked about this on our college podcast. The kid is asking for part ownership. You think Jerry Jones is going to draft a 20-year-old kid that said, "Hey, I want a part of the piece of the Cowboys"? Get out of here with that. Yeah. So I don't know. How can you be so confident in a 20, 21, 22-year-old? There's busts every year. So I just don't know.
Ryan Leaf. Everybody. Ryan Leaf is the kind of poster boy for that. The quarterback position in the NFL is the highest paid, highest stress, highest blame position in all of sports. And then you added on the Cowboys even more so. And that's really funny because that almost reaffirms my point. Caleb Williams is phenomenal on the field. However, I have compared him personally. I believe he's Dak Prescott. He's a newer, better version of Dak Prescott. That's it. He still turns the ball over at a higher rate than you would like. That's in college. What's he going to do when he gets to the NFL when the safeties are baiting you?
Yeah.
And the cornerbacks are better and bigger and faster. I'm sitting here going, I don't want Caleb Williams.
I would
personally. I'd rather have Michael Penix. Like, I'm just sitting here going,
Michael Penix,
because the mental stuff.
The accuracy is unbelievable with Penix.
I'd take Michael Penix in a heartbeat. The reason I don't want Caleb Williams is because I think we would just be redrafting Dak. That's like, I hope the Giants go out and redraft Riley.
He might be more talented throwing the football than Dak.
Oh, yeah. Honestly. He's a newer
especially at a rookie. I mean, Dak has gotten better throwing the football, but he's not like a pure passer. I think Caleb Williams is probably more talented, but the mental
I was about to say, Caleb Williams has way more raw talent than what Dak does. And that's kind of the shine on him is, let's go get him. But I'm like, to me, they're the same guy. Caleb Williams is just a newer version, newer model, right? And he's got the new bells and whistles. Results probably going to be the same.
So I think Dak is more mentally tough. I think
100%.
The adversity he's overcome and his story. I think he's I think he's a great leader. And I root for the guy. I hope he gets it done.
Yep.
But we'll see. Still time to tell. Anyway, thanks for the question, Bobby from Anna, Texas. Thanks for that question on Dak. So next 3 weeks shouldn't be a problem for Dak. So take care of business, and then we got a tough part of the schedule. We'll move into our final segment of the show, our bets, Week 10 bets. Jimmy, just not a hotter duo in picking NFL games on YouTube or Apple Podcasts than us. We're the hottest betting podcasts in the NFL. We had a winning week in college last week. We have a winning week in NFL week again. I was 4-1 betting all 5 unders for the second week in a row. Again, winning rate 4-1. Jimmy 3-2 last week. We were combined 7-3. That's a combined 70% as a show on the season. I'm 20-11. Jimmy 20-15. We're hot as a pistol.
40-26
on the season. I mean, think about that. 14 games over 500 in our bets. So we're hot. Just over halfway through the season. Lot to choose from. Lot to go. If we can stay this hot, our numbers are going to look great.
A lot of money to be made.
A lot of money still to be made after a lot we've already made you. I got 3 this week. I varied. I'm not going all unders. I do have 2 of the 3 are unders, but I got 3. How many you got?
I got 4 this week.
4? Okay, I'll let you start since you got one more.
Okay, I'm going to start with the early bird game. Frankfurt, Germany. Indianapolis Colts, New England Patriots. Give me under 43. I'm going to start the under train out as well. Under 43, these games across the pond. Last week, great call by you, getting that under across the pond. That's another one. Colts and Pats. Colts can score, but these games rarely go over. I'm going to go with the field and go under. Plus, I think Belichick will have them ready to play. Patriots defense is still pretty good, and good defense. Good defense just adds to the under. So give it to me under 43.
Jimmy, not only do I love that bet, I also have Colts Patriots under 43. Last week hit the home run. I had Chiefs Dolphins under 51. Some people thought it was crazy. The public was on the over, but what happened is exactly what we talked about on the show last week. The grass and the turf over there in all the international games, especially Frankfurt, Germany, because they haven't hosted that many games, football game, like American football games. That kind of turf is not set up. It's set up for soccer, their style of football. It's not set up for ours. And it just makes it tough on these offensive players. And we saw last week, two of the best offenses in the league. It was over under 51 last week, and they scored 35. And one of those 7 points was a defensive touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So I think 43 is a good number to stay under. The turf's just not good. The only thing that gives me hesitation is the Colts' ability to score, but I think the turf is bad enough over there that I can stay under that. So I'm with you. Colts, Patriots under 43.
I like it. I think that's a winner. That one's a winner.
Yep.
Let's keep the under train rolling. Falcons, Cardinals under 43. Boy, the Cardinals are bad, and the Falcons are another team that's bad. I just cannot believe how bad Atlanta is when I'm like, man, you guys got weapons.
Yeah.
I mean, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here going, how bad do you have to, like, at quarterback? It's kind of like, I mean, it's close to being that Miami Ken Dorsey where all you got to do is just not screw up, and they find ways to do it.
They don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, that's what they're missing. And so, Cardinals sent theirs up north. Guy's apparently a genius. Guy doesn't even know your name, but he's got the playbook down in 3 minutes. So that's big. James Conner's still on the IR. So give me Cardinals, Falcons under 43.
I think it's a great bet. Great bet. I mean, this season is proven you just can't go wrong with unders. I mean, the unders are hitting at a crazy rate. I'm going to get away from the under for one bet. I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks -6. They are hosting the Washington Commanders. Here's my biggest takeaway. I think Seattle is a solid, good football team. Washington they don't know who they are. Sam Howell, he's great one week, and then he's not. They got to go from Washington, East Coast, all the way to Seattle, Northwest Coast. That's a tough time, and the records show it's hard to win those games coast to coast. And I think Seattle's trying to make the playoffs, and they're really trying, and they got some weapons. Their running backs top 10 in rushing in the league, and Walker. They got Tyler Lockett and DJ Metcalf, DK Metcalf.
Metcalf, he's healthy, man.
Exactly. Geno Smith's actually having a pretty good season. I think that Seahawks can win this game by a touchdown, so I love Seattle -6 at home hosting Washington.
I like it, man. I'm going to go away from the under for a pick too. I'm going to stick with this. I'm going to take a spread. Jets Raiders. Jets are at the Raiders, and it's a pick 'em. Give me the Jets. I think their defense is better.
Yep.
Zach Wilson,
You just
not
need
very
him to be
good.
competent.
Just need him exactly. Perfect word, Mr. Lawyer. Competent. I need him to be competent. I don't need him to try to be Brett Favre. I don't need him to try to be the player that the Jets thought he was when they drafted him that high. I just need you to be basic, just be competent. Give me 8-8. Give me just middle of the road play, and let the defense do the rest. So give me Jets, pick 'em on the road against the Raiders. The Raiders just fired everybody.
I know,
So,
and they won
let's
last
go
week. Beat the Giants. I think it was kind of a fluke. We'll see though if it's sustainable. You're right. Jets have a better defense. Sunday night game. You need Zach Wilson to be competent. Be competent.
Yeah,
I think you got it. I'm gonna go to the Monday night game. Another primetime game unders. It's like 79% are hitting, and this one I think is high enough. I think it's a good one. And you kind of made a good point. We were talking earlier. Monday night, Broncos Bills under 47. You don't know what kind of offense you're getting from the Broncos. They're so up and down. It's a primetime game. Buffalo's going to try to rebound after that Bengals game. So, yeah, they're probably going to score some points. The Bills are. Josh Allen, he has turnover problems. So he'll probably cost some team a few points there. Also, the Bills, I think, get up on they need a win bad. So I think if they get up, they're going to play ball control and try to win the game. Broncos offense is so unpredictable, and it's a primetime game going against a very good opponent. I don't think they give you much on offense. So I really like Broncos Bills under 47.
Creta, we started out this way. We're going to end this way.
Nice.
Not only do I love that bet, but I have the exact same bet for the exact same reasons. The Broncos played up, division game there against the Chiefs. Now they're, in my opinion, I think they're going to fall back to the old Broncos we've seen last couple of years. Like you said, the Bills need a win, got to have a win. So I can see them not trying to do too much. Josh Allen's leading the league in turnovers since he has come into the league. Second to was it Daniel Jones? It was
could be.
It surprised me. I just went blank, man. I had this stat fire ready to go. Anyway, Josh Allen, since he's entered the league, leading the league in interceptions. I think Herbert was second. That's who it was. It was Herbert. So give me Bills, Broncos under 47 as well.
Couple great bets there. Me and Jimmy just gave you 7. Like I said, we've been on fire. We picked combined 70% last week. Both had winning weeks. So here's our Gridiron Grind recap. Jimmy's got 4 for you. It's the Colts, Patriots under 43. Falcons, Cardinals under 43. Jets are a pick 'em at the Raiders. And on Monday night, he's got Broncos, Bills under 47. Myself, I got 3. I'm also on Colts, Patriots under 43. I like the Seahawks -6 hosting Washington. And then I'm also on the Monday night game, Broncos, Bills under 47. There's our bets. There's our show. We're hottest podcast in the NFL. So stick with us. We're hot. We got to ride this train and stay with us. We'll be here live Sunday after the Cowboys play the Giants for our live post-game show live on YouTube. So be sure and tune in for that. It's a 3:25 game against the Giants, so it'll be, roughly 6:30, whatever, within a couple minutes after the conclusion of the game. So join us for that. Check out our website, gridirongrindsports.com. Also, our college podcast is up on Apple Podcasts and YouTube, just like this NFL podcast is. So, Jimmy, buddy, have a great weekend.
You too, buddy. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.